I've got no idea if this works, how this works. So this is all going to be very interesting. But I just thought I would just pop on and tell you all about court today. So, so there were subpoenas that had to be dealt with. There was a lot of going backwards and forwards over those subpoenas. What they wanted to be privileged, what they didn't want to be privileged, what was confidential, who could look at it, who couldn't look at it, what needed to be redacted. So there was a lot of that, administrative stuff. And then that not all of the documentation had been collated, so he adjourned the matter to 2:15 in the hope that everything would get to where it needed to be. At 2:15, they all came back. Channel 7, so the documents came in, and it was discovered that a document that was requested for via subpoena in June, the answer was that it wasn't available, but it's appeared in this documentation. Oh, that's all right, Plant PA. I've just decided to do it. I'm just doing it on my phone because my computer's updating. So Channel 7, the judge is reserving his right to call Channel 7 to account as to why they haven't, why they didn't find the documents originally. So that's going to be interesting. So he wants to see how the evidence all plays out, and then he'll decide. But I think it's up to Channel 10's side if they want to go ahead and make an order for contempt to be held. But there seems to be a lot of documentation that's been handed out and around today, and the judge did comment that it looks like it's going to be a little bit more complicated than what he thought. So the Channel 7 ex-executive producer went on the stand. First of all, he just explained there was some questions by the Channel 10 lawyer who he was representing, who called him, and he was saying that, no, they went through and confirmed a few things. And then he got under cross-examination. So a couple of the things that were really poignant is that he said he was given the task of babysitting Bruce Lehrmann by the network. So it was his job to make sure that the guy was happy, and because if he was happy, he would sign on and do the story with them. He talks about Lehrmann being in an apartment and pulling out some cocaine and snorting that, and then was talking about prostitutes. So that all came out in those discussions, and that was to be invoiced via Lehrmann to the network. So you've got to remember that the job of Bruce Lehrmann's lawyers is to try and put doubt in the mind of the judge that the witness is credible. And he tried to do, he did that. He really did what I would say a bit of a character assassination, because he talked about the lawyer was alleging that the reason why this journalist got sacked from Sky News was that he sent out some nude photos of a woman. That came out of left field. Don't know where that came from. He admits to taking photos, but doesn't, so he had to admit to some dodgy behaviour. It was alluded to that he didn't have authority to put anything on the company credit card, and to the answer of getting into trouble. Robert Back said that he actually got promoted and a pay rise, so that line of questioning didn't really work. The next thing, there was a really weird video played, and it's where the guy was smashing someone's golf clubs and looking very angry, implying that he didn't like the people that he was working with at 7, someone got his job, and so that he has an axe to grind, and so his job, the reason why he's come forward now is to punish the network and try to destroy the network. They are the allegations. Social media was all ablaze at the time. So when you remember that it's a job to discredit the witness, but there's still questions to be answered at the end of the day. Channels, I'm not going to surprise me if somebody from the network, someone from the network has to file an affidavit regarding why it was late, but it won't surprise me if someone from the network has to, in fact, come and give account for some of this, and to either prove or disprove the expenses. Because he said that they were all on the credit card, like the golf trip involved other people from the network. He also talked about other journalists that were involved in conversations, other people that were at meals. So what's that been? It looks like it's a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger circle. There is lots of media reports that the owner of Channel 7 is not very happy at the moment, and is trying to put a lid on it all. But again, the question remains, and the rumour is that Channel 7's paying for his legal fees, Bruce Williams' legal fees. So, and if that's the case, then there are bigger questions there. And we know that Channel 7 funded this Robert Smith legal fees as well. There's lots and lots of questions to be answered that we're not going to get resolved, but I've sort of got the thought. So they're starting at 10:15 tomorrow, but His Honour has said that with all the paperwork that's coming through, and there's lots of stuff that he hasn't seen before, that looks like it's going to make it a bit more complicated than what he thought it was. It won't surprise me whether we go back in, whether we're still here Monday, whether we're still talking about this Monday or Tuesday. But mainstream media, all the other networks are jumping on it. We've not heard anything from lehrmann. I don't know whether they'll want him, whether his lawyers will want him back in the witness box to try and do damage control, because at the end of the day, there's some serious allegations made against Channel 7 Network and Bruce Lehrmann himself. And, as somebody said, that Tyler Orbach's credibility was shredded, and I said to them, well, both Brittany Higgins and Bruce Lehrmann have both come out looking like unreliable witnesses. So, hello Harrison. So it is likely that none of the witnesses are going to be deemed reliable, which makes the judge's decision all that harder. So that's the short summary of it. I'm going to try and come online. Nobody's won the case yet, Harrison. It's still going. We've got to go back tomorrow. But it's just got very messy. It's got very complicated. This is how I imagine Katie Joy and 7M's case is going to be like this. It's going to be like this, messy and complicated. And there's one thing that I've realised today. One thing I've realised is the thing with defamation, all your dirty little secrets come out. So, the judge isn't even making a decision yet. There's still things to be done. He's still got to hear people's evidence yet. So it's not about the judge making a decision. He was supposed to make it today, but there was this new evidence. Allegations of the guy Am I on meth? No, I'm not on meth. Why? Nigo, why am I on meth? Will it make me feel better? I don't like the smell of methylated spirits. Oh, because I'm twitchy? Yeah, I always am. That's just who I am, sorry. That's my ADHD, or whatever you want to call it. It's whatever I've got, whatever my condition is. Am I sure I'm not on meth? I'm sure I'm not on meth. I'm sure I'm not on meth. I can assure you. No, it's not drugs. No, it's whatever I've got. Yeah, I just can't sit still. I have this thing where I can't sit still. So, and I'm always twitchy. Someone has nicknamed me Twitchy because I just twitch. Don't pay attention to people. I'm at Alfreton, are you? That's nice. Don't pay attention to people. They're bored. Probably. I used to live in Alfreton, Harrison. Your dad and I used to live in Alfreton. Can you borrow $50? I don't have $50, so you wouldn't get it even if I wanted to. Even if I did. So yes, so that's where we are for this case at the moment. Thank you, Plan to Create. Thank you. Harrison, you'll get timed out too. Yeah, this is an interesting, having this here is very interesting. Oh, I'll do it. I think I can do it. There you go. I timed him out. No, that's all right. I just timed Harrison just dared to be timed out, so I timed him out. That's all right. So anyway, so that's essentially how the case has gone today. Oh, you're back! Well, you dared me to do it, Harrison. So that's where we are with that. So once my computer has restarted, I'll come back live. But I thought I'd try the phone just to see any more. Plus, there's lots of there's lots of articles, lots of stories. But essentially, the Lehrmann's lawyers are trying to say that Taylor Olabach hates Channel 7 and his ex-employer so much that he will do anything to try and destroy them. And so this is his case of trying to destroy them, essentially, what they're trying to say. So, yeah, so that's about where we are. But tomorrow, he'll come back and continue, and there'll be a lot more information to the court, because not all the subpoenas have been dealt with due to the complex information and the time it's taken to download and copy and everything, and getting copies to everybody. So that's why the judge is starting at 10:15 tomorrow, but he did say that he will start it later if he needs to. Anyway, I'm going to head off now. I will catch you a bit later when I come back online, hopefully when my computer's restarted.